Hello, and thank you for joining me here today for a beginner's yoga practice. My style of teaching is really about empowering you to step out of your comfort zone so you can have that metamorphosis of change within. It starts from our physical essence, from this vehicle that houses our soul, that we call our body. When we move our physiology, we shift our energy. And so any form of exercise is really good for that. Yoga has an energetic tool that is utilized to kind of help us break free from all these little encasements we place around our soul, from our life experiences, from the stories we create from those experiences. And our yoga practice allows us to kind of dissipate those little holdings that we place around us as blocks and bondages that we put around ourselves that hold us back from feeling free, from feeling peace within and feeling happiness in our truest essence, which is bliss within ourselves. And in that state of blissfulness, we truly are connected to God, and it's about unity with God. And yoga is truly that definition of yoking together through our mind, through our body, and through our spirit, bringing it all together in that space of just feeling in harmony. So I'd like to encourage you in your practice to just find a mat, a towel, blanket, a floor. You don't really need anything. You just need a place to stand or sit and begin a journey. I like to begin my yoga practice standing in Tanasana mountain pose, because this posture is an essence of grounding. So really just feeling that connection, feeling grounded in your stature and your truth. So we're just going to come standing on our mats. Just lift up onto your toes and back onto your heels. Wiggle your piggies. So I fall over. Just rise and fall. Let's wake up your feet, because these precious feet of ours are our foundation for our practice. And then just go ahead and roll out to the knife edge, and then roll inward, and just rock back and forth. And then lift your toes. Place all four corners of your feet, the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet, into the mat, and then press your toes down. And then energetically move your energy up, lifting the kneecaps up. And we're going to engage through the pelvic floor. It's not as intense as a Kegel, but there's an energetic lock there called a Mula Bandha root lock. And so we're just going to engage the lift. It's, again, not as tense as a Kegel, but it's through the sphincters, lifting through that perineum. We're going to draw the navel in towards our spine and lift energetically upward towards our sternum. In this process, we're going to draw our shoulder blades down and back, drawing our chin inward and reaching our crown upward, and just feel that elongation. Feel your space opening in your lungs for deep diaphragmatic breaths. We want to be rhythmic and complete in our breathing, and we want to take just one big inhale through our nose and a big exhale through our mouth. You need to do that a couple more times you can. And then when you're ready, comes the nostril breathing. And again, being rhythmic in that breath, so allowing our inhale and exhale to meet one another. You can inhale for a 4 count. You can exhale on a 4, you can inhale for 6, exhale on a 6, or you can inhale for 8, exhale on 8. And as you stand here in your Tanasana mountain pose, feeling grounded in your stature, connected to your truest essence, connected to that breath, that prana life force within, just observe, just notice how you're feeling without judgment. Just showing up here today where you are in your truth. And if that truth is a crazy hot mess, guess what? It is okay, because it's where you are today. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. Being intentional in our practice as we're mindful through our flow, connecting breath with body movement. Let's just be open to what our practice has to offer us today. Maybe set an intention for your practice. And as we show up on our mats with humility and respect, we'll go ahead and begin our flow. Lifting arms up nice and tall towards the heaven. And then bend in your knees, exhale, hands to your knees. And you're going to cat and cow, standing around your back, tuck your chin to your chest, and then come back neutral. And then round it, tuck it, and then come back neutral. You're just going to flow, rolling the pelvis under, chin to your chest, round the pelvis, and then come back flat in your back, and then roll it under. And then roll it back and forth, just flowing. One breath, one movement. Exhale as you round. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Then exhale round. And then come back to that flat back. And then a couple more. And then your last one. And then come right back, take a big inhale, lift, exhale, fold. Hold right here, shake your head. Lift your heels. Find that movement, and then hold it center. You're gonna bend in your right knee. If you can't get all the way to the floor, just do your best. You need your hands to stay on that shin, you can, and you're gonna lift the other arm up. So it's the right knee bent, right hand to your shin, or all the way down to the floor. If you have a block, or if you want to use a can of soup or something, you can use that as well. And then go ahead and release those hands down. And then bend in your left knee. Again, if you use your left hand to your left knee, you can, and you can stack those shoulders up. Reach that right arm up. And then if you can walk your hand down again, if you have like a can of soup or a block of some sort, you can place your hand there for assistance. And then bring it back center. And you're gonna step back kneeling. Knees and hips line up, wrist and shoulders line up, and really press and grip with your fingers. So they become like little suction cups. So you want the inner center portion of your hand to pop up. You want all your fingers to press in, the knife edge of your hand to press into the mat, and really press in, and you're gonna round out your upper back. Curl your toes under as you're kneeling, and then reach that opposite arm, opposite leg. Flexing that heel. Keep those toes down to the mat, lengthen, reach, and then center hold. And then lengthen, reach, and then switch. So you're gonna reach opposition from one side to the other. Again, engaging navel to spine, taking gaze over the nose edge of your mat, keeping neck aligned with your spine. Reaching dynamically, breathing, lengthening, and spinal balance, opposite arm, opposite leg, lengthening and reaching. Just finding that flow. If you fall over, that's okay. If you need to take a break at any time, just find child's pose, which is right here, sitting nice and deep. Here we got a couple more. Reach it out. Reach it out. Reach it out. Maybe 4 more each side. Reach and reach and reach. How about give me 2 more? And your last one, reach and hold. Now the child's pose. You're gonna widen your knees for a wide child's pose. Place your feet together and sit your bottom back towards those heels. Reach those arms out, crown down. And just take a moment in this humbled place of surrender. And then lift it up, pull those knees together, and you're gonna chin, chest down, tailbone up. Come all the way up, gaze is forward, and then slide your legs back. And you're gonna zip your toes together. Big toes, baby toes, all meet the floor. Toes are on the floor, and then zip through your thighs, and then roll your shoulder blades down and back. Hover those hands in cobra pose. And we're gonna strengthen our back. So just release it down and lift it up. Lower and lift, 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 lower. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and your last one. And you hear my neighbors out doing their yard work. I love it. Everyone's out and doing what they gotta do to make their house beautiful. Hover, hold, and then press into the mat. And just press up a little bit higher. Press your hips down to the mat. Rotate those elbows in, tuck them to your side, gaze is up, neck is long, spine is long, press those hips down, and then release it down and press it up. Release it down and press it up, release it down and press. And release and press. 1 more, release, press it up, hold it. And then you're gonna come all the way up, lengthen those arms, and upward facing dog. Again, if you're on your knees, fantastic. If you wanna keep this, make sure those feet are flat. If you wanna pull off your knees for an increased challenge, you can. Really strengthening those arms, warming up a bend in your back, elongating the spine, Really pressing in, hold it, hold, hold, hold. And then drop to those knees, or if you're kneeling, curl those toes under and lift your first downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, shake your head. Find that place in the downward dog. As you warm up that body in your downward dog, this is your first inversion. So again, remember, suction cup those hands. Your palms press in as the centerpiece pops up and those fingertips grip. Your arms are long, your ears and elbows are side by side as you press the tailbone to the sky, elongate through the spine. You can keep the bend in your knees. Heels are up. And as you begin to get a little deeper into your posture here in your downward dog, you begin to straighten those legs, placing heels closer towards the mat. Begin just doing your personal best. Honor that place where your body can work. You want to visualize zipping your toes towards your knees towards your hips towards your ribs. Navel in. Take a breath. And then you're going to rock it out plank pose and make sure your shoulders and your wrists line up. If you need to kneel with a long spine, come kneeling with a long spine. And hover hold. What we don't want to do is sway in our back. So no dipping those hips down. You want to keep them lifted. You want to round out into the upper portion of your back. Again, fully extended or kneeling with a long spine and hold. And on the right side, if you're fully extended, drop to the knee and then rotate kneeling side plank. Open up, reach that arm high to the sky. Take that left arm, reach it over your head. Take that left leg, lift it up, flex into that foot. Really find that dynamic lengthening from your fingertips to your heel. Reach in that opposition from one end to the other. And then you're going to lift it up, kneeling, side gate. Center yourself, hold and breathe, and then reach that right arm up and over. Left hand slides down that left leg, goes up through your right armpit. Smile. Feel that extension, that lengthening. And then bring it back. Hold it, lengthen, hold it. Now pull that knee and elbow in to meet at the heart center and reach. Reach and pull, reach and pull, reach and pull. For 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one, reach it out, hold it. Then come center, hold it. Then reach the right arm up and over, gaze up to that armpit, hold it. Deepen down, smile. And then one more time, cartwheel it down. Lift that leg, reach the arm, feel that lengthening. Elbow and knee meet, and reach, and reach, and reach. You got 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and your last one, lengthen, hold it, and then bring it center, hold it, and then reach up and over. Gaze is up, and then cartwheel those hands down. Come center plank, fully extended or kneeling with a long spine. Really press in with those hands again. Don't shrug down, round out. Push yourself forward on those toes or with a long spine. Come all the way down into your cobra. Zip those toes together, hover your hands, shoulder blades down and back. Lift up, then press in and press in halfway as you press those hips down to your mat. And then press all the way upward facing dog. Those are your 3 options throughout practice. If you'd hold that cobra, you can lift halfway cobra, you can come all the way upward facing dog. Down on those knees, press it back. Wide knee, child's pose. Sit back nice and deep. Then bring it out. Kneeling, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, shake your head. Find that place in your downward dog. So again, those heels are up and you're sitting deep. Your arms are long, tailbone's high. So begin to slowly deepen in. You can begin to lengthen those heels down towards the mat. Again, being mindful of your posture. And then pull it out kneeling and roll open to the left side. So kickstand that left leg out, roll open, reach that right arm up to the sky. Take that arm, reach it overhead, and lift your right leg up. Flexing that heel, reach arm up and over. And then center. side gate. And then reach that arm down, lift that left arm up, gaze goes up through your armpit. As you hinge it over to the side, feel that lengthening, deepening, breathing, and then come right back, kneeling. Reach that arm up and over. Flex that heel, and then pull knee and elbow into heart center and reach. And reach, and reach, and reach. Reach and pull for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Lengthen, hold it. Gaze up through that armpit. Then come kneeling, open up. And then lengthen that arm down. Reach that arm up. And then cartwheel it back down. Reach that arm up and over. We got that one more time. Elbow and knee meet. And reach it out. Elbow and knee. Find that lengthening through that side body. And 4, and 3, and 2. And your last one, lengthen out, hold it. And then bring it kneeling side gate. Reach up and over. Gaze up through that armpit. Deep and down. And then cartwheel those arms down. Kickstand your leg back. Find your plank pose. Shift your weight forward. Elbows tuck in, come all the way down. Feet untuck, flatten those feet, shoulder blades down, hover your hands, cobra pose. You can press in, lift halfway cobra. Press all the way in, upward facing dog. Now lift your hips, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back. Sit deep into your thighs. Lift your chest, hands prayer, and little pulses. Little pulses in those thighs to ignite the fire within your thighs. And open up, squeeze into your back. You want to kind of goal post those arms, and you want to activate your back. And just little squeezes, little presses into those thighs. And when we're here, we want to make sure we're not pushing our knees forward. This is not the motion. It's accentuating the booty back. So push it back, and then squeeze into your back. And breathe in and breathe out for 4, for 3, for 2, and your last one, sit deep and hold it. Then reach up nice and tall, flowing chair, lift and lift and lift. See those endorphins flowing through the body, feeling charged and energized, and allowing our practice to invigorate us on our physical essence so it can ignite the fire within our soul. It's like when you get that energetic movement on your mat, and you get to clarity in your mind, because as endorphins, as dopamines are flowing in your brain, you have a little more understanding of your truest essence, and that awakening into finding peace within. So 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and your last one, lift up nice and tall. Take your left hand to your right wrist. Reach up and over, press that hip over, gaze up to your armpit. And you wonder, how is that possible? It's because when the blood flows to the body, circulates, getting our heart rate up a little bit, that physical movement energizes the body and releases chemicals, our natural chemicals that God gave us. Switch right hand to left wrist, press it out, hip to the side, gaze up to your armpit. Has our own internal medicine. It's medicinal for our own well-being. We have this body, this vehicle to move, so the energy doesn't stay stuck and fragmented in our body. And then when we move it, those endorphins release, lift up, press those palms, prayer. Press those hips forward, and this gaze is up. Ears and elbows side by side. Just do your best. If your elbows are bent, it's okay. Or you can lengthen them up. Not too big of a bend into your back. Just really open up through that heart, lifting up, because we're like, yes, please. And then hands to heart center. And then take a big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Feeling those endorphins, walk your hands out to plank pose, fully extended or kneeling. And then you're gonna chaturanga. Elbows and shoulders are gonna come into your side. This is our first transition to upward facing dog. So you have the other two options, your cobra, your half cobra, or your full upward dog. These are your options. And then you can add a push-up if you choose. Come onto your knees, add a little push-up back, downward facing dog. And then we're gonna just work our way to the top of our mat. So first we're just gonna take little baby steps. Walk, 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 walk to the top. Little baby steps to the top, you're in your forward fold. Now Uttanasana chair pose, so sit deep, lift your chest, hands, prayer. Now we're at the top of our mat. Again, goalpost those arms, squeeze into your back. We're gonna hold right here, tuck the pelvis under. Sit deep, we're shortening those levers to release any tension off our back. Sit deep into it, activate the back, scapulatory depression. And again, making sure that when we're here, this is how we're seated. We're not pushing those knees over, our heels are not up, our butt is back, our pelvis is under. When we lift the heels, we just lift in our heels. We don't push ourselves so far forward that our heels are up and jetted over our toes. We want to protect our knees. We want longevity in our body. Sit deep, roll the pelvis, and hold and breathe. Now, if you can lift those heels, balance and hold in your balancing chair. And then maybe drop a little bit deeper. Squeeze those thighs together. Don't let your knees open up. And then if you want, you can reach those arms overhead. You can keep your hands at prayer, heart center at all times if needed. You can find that scapulatory depression, or you can reach those arms overhead. And then what's needed in order to balance a lot of times is a focused gaze. Such as in life, we need to focus our attention where it is we want our energy to go. If we're frazzled and fragmented and scattered all about, we don't have that peacefulness within us. We're running about, feeling a hot mess. This needs to draw our attention. Focus your physical gaze as well as your internal gaze. Withdrawing the senses. Just finding that contentment within. Now, a lot of times just bringing our hands at heart center in prayer. It's a wonderful posture to come to bring us into that awareness. Close your eyes if you can, even while you're balancing. Close them, hold for 4, breathe, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to heart, heels down, take a big inhale, lift arms all the way up. To our sun salutation, exhale, fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank, fully extended or kneeling. Elbows tuck into your side like a military style push-up. Chaturanga, hover over your chest. And if you have a block or a can of soup, you can even place it right there. And you just hover right above it, and then roll upward facing dog. Fully on your knees. You can do it off your knees. And then lift those hips, press back. You can add that push-up if you choose, downward dog. Then we're gonna take our first step or hop to the top. So lifting those heels, squat into your thighs. Gaze between your hands and take a big step or hop if you choose to the top of your mat. Lift tall, find your chair. Big inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step back, downward facing dog. Bring it out to plank, fully extended or kneeling. Elbows tuck in. Chaturanga, hover, hold right here, and then flip those toes flat, upward facing dog. You can always hold in your modified cobra or all the way down in your cobra. Find that place that works for you. Again, if you need that push-up, you can add that push-up back, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, squat in your thighs, gaze between your hands, take that step, or you can hop it to the top. Take a big inhale, lift, find your chair. Lift tall, find your fold. Squat deep, gaze forward, step it back, downward dog. Bring it out to plank, fully extended or kneeling. Elbows tuck in. Chaturanga, hover, hold it. Then flip those toes, flatten those feet, upward facing dog. Again, you can be halfway cobra or all the way down in your cobra. You can rock it back on those knees. You can press back, downward dog, and find yourself in this posture, hold. Now take your right leg, kick it up. If you find it too much, drop to your left knee and kick it up. And then stack your hip, bend in that knee and dangle your foot. So you're either kneeling or your downward dog, lifting knee, stacking hip and holding, breathing. And then bring that leg through, drop to your back knee, If you're not already on it, and press your hips forward into Anjaneyasana. Pull that chest forward. Make sure your knee and ankle are in alignment. So a lot of people can tend to have this back here and they have their heel up and their knee jetted over. That's not what we want. So take your hand to your ankle, step it up. Make sure these joints stack and press those hips in. Find a comfortable place on that back knee. And then a way to lift your torso, reach the arms, press in and deepen. Hold and breathe, smile, feel the joy. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, getting that clarity in our mind as we focus on our deep diaphragmatic breaths, engaging in our physical movement. Feel this little casement starting to break away, feeling free, feeling happy. And then those fingertips come down, straighten that leg. Work those fingers forward as you sit back, lifting the right toes, forehead down. Then we're going to come back nice and deep into a runner's lunge and drop that back heel down. Right toes are forward, lift up, warrior one. Really press in. So warrior one, right foot. Imagine a clock. It's 12 o'clock on this side. Back left heel is down, aligned up with the front foot, but the back big toe is about 11:30 on this side. Your hips, your torso, instead of facing out to the side of your mat, you want to rotate towards the front. And you want to lunge in. So your back foot can be a shorter stance, and you can be just right here, or hands with prayer, hands overhead, wherever is comfortable. The deeper you go, obviously, the more activation you're going to get. It's up to you as you begin your journey to find what works for you. But what we want is for you to come out of your comfort zone. So we want to feel that fire igniting in that thigh. We want to feel that lengthening happening in your back leg, rotating through the torso. We want to feel that little bit of shaking going on in the body, but we want to be able to hold it and maintain it. We're going to transcend the physical and engaging through our physical body. We awaken that spark within us, igniting that transformation within. Get a little deeper. If your hands are at heart, you can reach them up overhead. Take a breath. And then open up warrior two. Center your hips. Lunge a little deeper in. Again, keeping knee and ankle in alignment. Expand through that heart center. Open up, close your eyes, and just allow this processing of surrendering to happen. Right here in this place, just surrender, just let it go. Like, what am I letting go? Just let go of all the BS you hold on to. It doesn't serve you. The story, the dialogue, the narrative you play over and over and over again. Especially that one that we hold ourselves to in victimhood. Release it. It doesn't serve us. Owning our truest essence, our truest self. Coming in communion and union with God in this space. And then rotate that front palm, that right hand up, reach up to the heavens, and then this back left hand's gonna slide down gently to back leg, but what we don't want is to put pressure on your back knee. So it's either on the top portion, the lower portion, but not on your knee. Make sure when you're here, you're not pulling yourself out of alignment. Stay into alignment with knee and ankle. Reach that arm and lengthen over. Smile. And I'm going to have you transition to the back and just pivot yourself around to the back into crescent lunge. So lift up that back heel. Left leg is now your front leg. Hands at your heart, open up, chest expand. And then you're going to reach your hands behind you and you're going to pretend you're holding a beach ball. At this point, if you need your knee, you can find it. Gaze is up, heart is open, reaching back, squeezing that beach ball. If you're able to clasp your hands together, clasp them together, and lift up those arms, don't let them sag onto your bottom. And as you reach your arms up, hinge yourself over, you're going to kick that right leg up. Walk those fingers forward, forehead towards your knee. So just hold right here. Now if you want to try to get that leg higher, try to get that leg higher. You want to take a hand to your ankle, take a hand to your ankle. We're in a standing split. So forehead comes towards your knee, that leg gets a little higher. One hand is all you need. You can keep both hands down. You can work getting that leg as high as you can. You can also just work on just holding and balancing right here. So you can keep that hip center down. You can keep that knee with a slight bend in it. Keep those fingers onto your mat. Find what works for you. If you need to keep a toe down on your mat, keep a toe down on your mat. Accentuating that activation into your left glute and hamstring. If you're here holding, lifting, lengthening, deepening, then you're going to take that leg back. You're going to step it back and pivot yourself back into a center. Hold in the center, straddle. Hands to your ankles, gaze through your legs. Shake your head. And then place your fingertips down, turn your toes out, and knees and ankles line up, lift up, goddess pose. Open up, hold, and breathe. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Sit a little deeper. Hands come to your heart. Hold it. Now you're gonna push your tailbone out, and your elbows are gonna come on the inside of your thighs, and you're gonna hold. And you're gonna breathe. So if you might find that too hard, so you're like, how do I get down? So just really push your butt back, butt back, butt back. If this is all you got and you're right here, hold right here. If you're able to get down, drop down. What you want is your butt and knee in alignment, and there's the forearms on the inside. What you don't want to do is rest like this. That's cheating yourself, and we don't want to cheat ourselves. So you can hold upright, you can get a little deeper. And then wherever you're, lift up nice and tall, pivot yourself back around to warrior one. Press in, deepen, hold and breathe, and then rotate opposite hand down, opposite hand up. So what's gonna happen is you can place your left hand onto your right thigh and reach it up. You can slide that hand down on the inside of that foot and reach it up. Gaze is up and breathe. Again, if you have that block, like hand soup or something you need to balance that hand on, you can come right here and balance and hold. Now we're gonna balance revolved half moon. So 3 fingers to the standing leg. You're gonna step up. Get your hands right here. You can keep it right there. If your hand's up in the sky, if you want to place it on your back tailbone, you just want to lift that leg and work on balancing. If you need to keep it on that mat and work on balancing right here, trying to shifting that way forward and teeter-tottering, lifting, you can come right here and just balance. If you can get your hand all the way down, again, that blocker can of soup will work. Get your finger down, lift that leg, stack those shoulders. Reach that arm up to the sky once you're ready. And then take your gaze up as your last option. And balance and revolve half moon. So several options here for you. Find that one that works for you. And then wherever you are, drop your hands, drop your foot, and then step it back downward facing dog and pedal it out. Drop to your knees, rest back, child's pose. And just sit right here and hold for just a moment. I'm going to take your hands prayer into the nape of your neck. Blocking off any thoughts that do not serve you at this moment. If you're like, wow, this is getting a little harder. You know what? It's about change. It's about shifting ourselves. And easy does not bring change. We've got to get real with ourselves. We got to break out of the patterns that have held us back from the bondages of, and we got to break those free. And those are the little encasements around our soul that hold us back from our truest essence of being truly happy and content and bliss. And that's in communion with God. And so in this practice, we are just igniting that fire within our soul. Bursting all those little, shattering all those little encasements so we can find that place within us to be truly happy and content, awaken into our bliss. And then go ahead and lengthen those arms out. Lift your tailbone out. You can do a little chaturanga, so as your elbows tuck in, you can come fully extended into your plank. You can stay onto your knees. You can come all the way down, roll upward facing dog. You can hold in your cobra pose if you want. You can go halfway cobra. You can come all the way up. And then add that push up if you choose, downward facing dog. And then here, you can drop to your right knee if you want. Lift that left leg, stack that hip, bend in that knee, and open it up. You want to stay in that downward dog, lifting knee, stacking hip. Hold right here and breathe. Knee is high. Then bring that leg all the way through, drop to your back knee, press into your hips, Anjaneyasana. Walk this foot a little further forward, knee and ankle are in alignment. Press in, press in, press in. Elongate and lengthen as you deepen. Checking in, making sure that these joints are lined up, then lift your torso and reach those arms up. Take a breath in, take a breath out. And then meet your fingers to the floor. And lengthen that leg, walk those fingertips forward, forehead towards your knee. As you sit back, make sure that front toe is lifted, crown comes down. Just do your personal best. And we're gonna come into a runner's lunge, kickstand that back leg, and you're gonna drop that back heel down, ankles line up, front toes stay forward, lift the torso, reach the arms up. So again, remember this stature that we're holding right here in this posture, you can have it shortened right here. It doesn't have to be so deep. You can hold right here, always having hands up, prayer at heart if you need to. You can get a little deeper, but we wanna make sure it's at 12 o'clock with our big toe, that 1:30 with our back big toe. So ankles are in alignment. This torso is not out to the side. It rotates, the entire hips and torso rotate towards the front. Now hands are either at heart, you can goal post, open in those arms, or you can reach those arms overhead. Shoulder blades down and back. Press in, deepen. And just find your inner warrior, that peaceful warrior, awakening to our truest essence within. Feeling free of any bondages, limitations. Maybe laugh and giggle, finding that the things that we tell ourselves are just sometimes just insane, and that we just need to not take it so seriously and be so intense. Let's open up warrior two. Center your hips. Keep this front knee and ankle lined up. So what can tend to happen is this knee can roll out. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that knife edge to pop up. Keep that foot firm on your mat. Keep this knee lined up and centered. Press into that thigh. So knee and ankle are in alignment, toes are forward, hips rotate center. Imagine your hips are like a fishbowl. They get water here and you don't want it tipping out. So no sassiness. Center your hips, deepen down, open up, expand through the heart center and engage, shoulder blades down and back. Gaze over that front left arm, closing our eyes, drawing our attention within. Just withdrawing the senses, just being present to the here and now, feeling pure contentment in this space of surrender, of allowing to let go, but no longer serves us. Letting go of fear, letting go of expectations, letting go of judgments, finding peace within. As you lunge a little deeper, rotate that palm, reach arm up and over. Again, make sure not to put any pressure on that back knee. It's either on the top thigh or down past the knee. Hinging, make sure in this lunge you do not pull your knee out. Just keep it lined up with your ankle. Hold and breathe. Then we're going to slowly pivot ourselves around to the back into a crescent lunge. So lift up that back heel, lunge nice and deep. If anytime you need to find that back knee, you can find your back knee. Let's stay high lunge right here, hold it. Take a breath and deepen. You can goal post those arms, squeeze into your back, press the chest forward, gaze is up. Now reach those arms back for chest expansion. Imagine you're squeezing a beach ball. If you can press those fingertips all the way together and clasp your hands, find it, make sure joints and wrists are pressed together. Lift up those arms, deepen in around your chest, up and open. Just receiving all that yummy goodness of our practice in this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then reach those arms up. Extend those fingers down to the mat and kick that back leg up in the standing split formation. So you can sit and just hold right here. And just work on balancing. The standing knee can have a slight bend. That toe needs to stay on the mat. It can. Fingers, just about 3 fingers, 2 or 3 fingers is all you really need. And then begin to work lifting that leg up. You can just lift it up and hold it. Just you tap and lift. You can begin to lift that leg and kick it high, working forehead towards your knee. Kick that leg as high as you can. You can take a hand to your ankle, working on that standing split. So find that place that works for you in your practice. Either holding with both hands down, toe to your mat, have a slight bend in that knee. Just find what's working for you. And then wherever we all are, just step it back and then walk yourself to a center straddle. Just shake your head, hands to your ankles. This is your inversion right here. With the tailbone high, pull yourself down and breathe. And then place those fingertips down, turn your toes out to the corners of your mat. Knees and ankles are gonna line up. Drop your bottom down, lift your torso up. Find goddess pose, palms are upward. Reach and expand, sit nice and deep. Hold it, breathe through it. Take a big inhale, big exhale. And sit a little deeper. Now bring your hands hard. Now push the booty out. And then bring your forearms down. So if this is all you got right here, it's as deep as you can go, stay here. If you can get deeper, aligning your butt with your knees and forearms on the inside without resting on the outside. Activate the muscles, breathe through it. Open up in those hips. This is a large memory storage center. We just really want to activate that center. And then lift it up, pivot around warrior one, hold, and then we're gonna rotate, opposite hand's gonna come down. So you can bring that right hand onto your left thigh, reaching hand up, gaze is up. You can also use a block or a can of soup or whatever you have to help you get a little deeper, or you can come all the way down to your hand to the floor. Hip stack, shoulder stack, gaze is up. Smiles on our faces, joy in our hearts. Feel those vibes. They are all flowing. Woo! All right, we're gonna line those fingers with our toes and walk it up for balancing half moon. So when you're right here, if you need that back toe to stay on the floor, you can. You can lift that back leg, hip stack, shoulder stack. If you find it too much, you can place that hand in your back sacrum for sure to help you find that center. And again, you can always, if your hand's at your thigh, keep your hand here, shifting that weight forward, hands back on that sacrum, and just balance lifting that toe. Just work on lifting here, keeping that hip centered. You gotta start somewhere. And as you build it, you begin to hinge and bring yourself down, line yourself up, dropping that hip, reach that arm up, and gaze, whoops, I fall over, goes up as an option. And then wherever you are, you're gonna step it nice, back and deep, hands come down to your side, take that leg, step it back downward, facing dog. And you go through a little salutation, which is a plank pose, drop to your knees if you need to, fully extended if you need to, chaturanga, upward dog, cobra pose, whatever's working for you in your practice today. And add that push up if you choose, or just press right back downward facing dog. Take a breath. You're gonna lift your heels, squat into your thighs, take a big step or hop to the top, and then I want you to have a seat. I'm gonna lengthen your legs out, rock side to side, shake your legs, find your posture right here. Reach those arms up, exhale over. Fold into your seated staff. Take a big inhale, lengthen, exhale, deepen. And again, when we're here, let's not collapse. Let's really push our tailbone back, pulling our chest forward, getting the most out of the seated posture. And let's go ahead and widen our legs. Flex into those heels, walk those fingertips forward, forearms down. Is an option. You can rotate around and then lengthen, pull your chest through and exhale down. And if you come all the way down, come all the way down. And then walk around other side. And then again, pull your chest through. Walk those fingers and then exhale down. And then bring it back center and then see yourself going a little deeper. So pull your tailbone back, pull your chest forward and walk it forward. Again, do your best. So if this is all you got right here, that's fantastic. But really accentuate that. Roll out, point chest forward and deepen. And then walk yourself up. Pull your legs together. And let's go ahead and tabletop. So fingertips are gonna come towards our heels. You're gonna tabletop, you're gonna lift your bottom up and you're gonna hold it. Gaze is up, lift it up, and then have a seat. And then lift it up and have a seat. Lift it up, have a seat. You can lift it up, you can also pull your hips through and lift it up. Just an option. Pull your hips through, lift it up. Pull your hips through, lift it up. Pull your hips through, lift it up. You can just tap again to the floor, or you can pull it up and pull your hips through. Find what works for you. Just a couple more. And your last one, lift it up, hold it, then have a seat, butterfly your feet. Pull your hips towards your heels, heels towards your hips or your groin, and then pull your chest forward and over. Extend yourself as you drastically open those hips and drop those knees. breathe. And just feel that release in these little pockets within our hip sockets. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. And then release, go ahead and sit nice and tall into our lotus pose. So you can have just one foot on top, you can sit crisscross applesauce. We're gonna take our left hand to our right knee, rotate, revolve. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch other side, rotate, revolve. And then go ahead and release, placing palms upward onto our knees in this receptive mode. So just open to receiving, being this channel that's just taking all of this goodness in. As our endorphins are flowing, our energy is moving. Just feeling that peace within ignited, that clarity in our mind, that bliss awakened. And with humbleness and gratitude, we can carry ourselves through our day, being a positive light, having a clear mind, a clear vision. As we let go of that BS we hold on to, we can find that bliss within us and live in that state, united within our soul. Our soul is ancient. It holds on to these ancestral lines that we've carried in from birth. And it's our opportunity, we're empowered to do the work to heal. We don't have to carry on the past. We can be the change within ourselves first, so we can be that out into the world with one another. That first starts with you and me. So as we give ourselves permission to do the internal work on ourselves, may we ignite that fire within, extend that out in hope and love. And let's go ahead and bring our hands at heart center. We'll take 3 big inhales, lifting arms all the way up. Exhale, 1 for the mind. Big inhale for the body. And a big inhale, finding unity with the spirit and God within. Namaste. Be blessed.